Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gothalion, and welcome back to Destiny. Today we're going to be taking a look at factions, how you get them, why you want them, what you get from them, and the most efficient way to level up your faction reputation. The main two factions are Vanguard and Crucible. Vanguard is basically the main faction in the game, the people that are in control of the Guardians, followed by the Crucible reputation. This is reputation you gain from doing bounties for the Crucible, PvP activities, winning or losing inside the Crucible gets you Crucible reputation. To earn Vanguard reputation, you do things like patrols out in the world, also do bounties, and you can also get Vanguard reputation from things like strikes, daily heroics, and weekly heroics. Now, what do you get from these factions? As you level up your faction, generally 2 or above, you will have access to high-end gear, legendaries, and getting this gear requires marks. Vanguard gear requires Vanguard marks. You get Vanguard marks from doing things like strikes, weeklies, dailies, so on and so forth. Crucible takes Crucible marks. You get these from winning and losing Crucible and doing other Crucible-related activities. Very simple. You need to level up your factions above level 2 to have access to these high-end legendaries. Now let's talk about the other 3 factions. We have Future War Cult, we have Dead Orbit, and we have New Monarchy. These factions offer gear that is different from Vanguard, different from Crucible, are just as powerful, but they tend to offer different stats. When you are choosing the faction that you want to get gear from, you need to look at the stats. There is no best gear for any one class. There is no best gear for any one situation. There is only the best gear for your playstyle. If you like throwing grenades and punching all the time, get Strength and Discipline. If you like spamming your cooldown, get Intellect. So when choosing a faction, make sure you look at the stats that they offer. Intellect lowers your cooldown for your super ability, Discipline lowers your cooldown for your grenades, and Strength lowers your cooldown for your melee override. Now, how do you earn faction reputation for these two? Because there is no clear way as to do it within the game. What you need to do is you need to buy a piece of class armor from them. You can get this at any reputation level. It will cost you about 2,500 Glimmer, but once you put on this piece of class armor, I'm talking about the piece of armor that's in the bottom right hand on your player page, your class armor. Like, for instance, hunters wear cloaks, and I think warlocks wear armbands, yada yada yada. Equip this class armor and any activity that you do that would otherwise get you reputation, whether it be things that would get you Vanguard rep or things that would get you Crucible rep. These activities will now give you specifically the rep that you're working for. So if you are getting Vanguard rep from, say, your strikes or from bounties or from doing patrols, all of that rep will then go into the faction that you have purchased the class armor for. Note, there is no specific class armor for Crucible or for Vanguard that will boost those reps. Also note, you will not receive any reputation for Crucible or for Vanguard when wearing a class armor from one of the secondary factions. It is worthwhile to meet these factions and get their class armor, because then you will have access to different gear if you want to spec your character differently. Now we've talked about why you want your faction reputation. Now let's talk about the most efficient way to get it. It is not strikes, it is not PvP, it's not even bounty, it is patrols. Doing patrols by yourself or in a group of 3 preferably is the most efficient way to get reputation on any of your characters for any of the factions, whether you're working on Vanguard or Dead Orbit or New Monarchy or Future War Cult. Unfortunately, you will not be able to do these patrols for Crucible. You must do Crucible matches for Crucible reputation. The best area to do these patrol missions is Earth. You do not get more reputation on Mars, Venus, or the Moon. You get 10 reputation per normal patrol, and then for patrols that are for assassinating a primary target, you will get 25 reputation. I recommend doing the missions that require you to collect things, or to get kills, or to do primary targets first, leaving things like scan and scout missions for last. So, how can you tell which one of these you should focus on? I'm gonna go over it. The first of which is blanket kill missions. These are the easiest of patrols. They usually ask you to just kill everybody in the area. They take the least amount of effort. You just kill shit. The way that you can tell is when you pull out your ghost, you will hover over a mission and it will look like a little dot with 4 dots around it. That is a kill mission. Think of it like a little bit of a crosshair. Your crosshair is what you go to kill things. The next kind of missions I want to talk to you about are collection missions. The way you can tell is the symbol is a triangle. When you hold up your ghost and you look for the patrol, it will show a little triangle. These collection missions will send you around different areas to collect specific things from specific enemies, but they are usually pretty easy to find and very quick to do, and it usually can be completed in whatever current area you are in. You want to try to do the patrols that will keep you in your current area as much as possible. Next, we're going to talk about scouting missions. Scouting missions generally take you somewhere and you need to look around. This is a symbol that it looks like for a scouting mission. I don't really know how to explain this symbol, but this is the symbol that you get for scouting missions. Check it out. These will usually send you far away and you'll stand somewhere, scout an area, and once you do that, I would recommend going back to kill and collect missions. The next kind of patrol that we are talking about are scanning missions. This will look inside of your ghost like a little ghost symbol. This will make you take your ghost to a specific location, generally outside of your current area, and you will scan something, and that will count as your patrol. These patrols are also a pain in the butt, the same way as scouting patrols, because you have to leave your current area. I can't stress enough that you need to do kill missions, and you need to do collection missions before you do anything that is scouting or scanning. The last patrol I want to talk to you about are primary targets. These are very important missions to the Vanguard, and it will be signified by a little circle with a star in it when you hold your ghost up. What this will send you to do is to kill a specific enemy, usually out of your target area, so try to save these ones for last, but always do these ones. Why? They give you 25 reputation instead of 10 reputation. So that'll wrap it up, guys, for my guide on factions, where to get faction reputation, what the best way to get faction reputation is. Remember, if you have a group of 3 people and you are grinding reputation together, split up in the Cosmodrome. Split up and go to different areas. That way, you're not competing for kills, you're not competing for collects, but they are all going towards completing the patrol, and everybody will get reputation for it. So everybody in your group needs to know to focus on collection and kill first, and then secondary, focus on things like scanning and things like scouting. And of course, these scanners and scouters might send the mission to where one of your other teammates is. This tactic is much faster than any other tactic in the game, whether solo or in a group. Bar none, I have grinded out so much reputation in a short amount of time using the patrols on Earth. Do believe it is worth it. It is a fast route to get the reputation you need to get legendaries, upgraded speeder bikes, and other cool items. As always, guys, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you back in Destiny.